Guys, Tuesday, June 7th, big primary day in both parties. The voting is coming to New Jersey, so we've got Team Chaser coverage. Sabeel, you've got the nuts and bolts for the election, but what I want to do is start with Diana, who is chasing the Snapchat angle of this election. What do you got, Diana?
That's right, Bill. To snap or not to snap, that is the question. Snapchat is fighting to legalize ballot selfies inside voting booths. After all, if you didn't snap a selfie when casting that vote, did you even vote?
Not to your friends, and that's what matters. So, no, not really.
Now, the photography bans vary by state. Here in New Jersey, you can take photos inside the voting locations, but when it comes to gearing up for a pose inside the voting booth, you better think twice during Tuesday's primary.
Should I do it this way, or how do people snap these days?
You want to do it long way, and the picture comes out better.
Right.
Some argue ballot photos could lead to voting fraud, making it easier for others to pay off votes. The idea being that a photo could prove you voted for the preferred candidate you were paid to support. But others say,
I think that right now the issue isn't that there are too many people trying to influence these elections in the sense that young people are getting out and trying to sway the vote one way or another. The issue is that people aren't getting out enough.
Many also argue a photo ban is a violation of First Amendment rights.
Is this a law that's preventing people from communicating their viewpoint on a political topic? And I think that it really does. I think that it's a tremendous statement posting your ballot.
Now, this comes at a time when the 2016 race is being dubbed the Snapchat election. Even the candidates themselves creating filters to be used during their opposition speeches. Just take a look at this Snapchat filter that Bernie Sanders created to be used during Hillary Clinton's speech in Iowa. Now, when it comes to a ballot selfie, there's an urge by many organizations to change the laws in some states. And we just saw a New Hampshire federal judge struck down that law to ban photography, and that state is now appealing that decision. We'll have to wait and see if the same thing happens in New Jersey and elsewhere.
Is Snapchat fighting this state by state, or are they looking for federal legislation?
No, they're fighting this on a state-by-state basis. What happened when New Hampshire, the judge struck down the ban and the state appealed the decision, Snapchat then put forward a brief on why they think that was incorrect for the state to appeal this decision.
To me, voting is a very private process, and you shouldn't be influenced by how your friends are voting.
Sabeel?
Selfie ballots would destroy the very fabric of our democracy. And not only that, this election has been really special and pretty chaotic. Voter registration has changed. A lot of people have been jumping ship. So people still have not made up their minds. And the last thing you want them to do is feel like they need to prove to the world why they voted a certain way when they're going to change their mind behind the curtain.
Here's the conversation. You take it right to here. Destroy the very fabric.
Seriously.
The selfie just undermines democracy.
I agree with you.
Our founding fathers did a lot of work. And
if I didn't take a Snapchat of it, then it clearly didn't happen.
You didn't vote.
Just take
Picker,
5
it didn't
minutes.
happen, Michael.
Be a private person for 5 friggin' minutes. Cast your vote, get out of there, and then Snapchat your coffee order later. Just do me a friggin' minute.
I don't want to hear about the
Thanks, Diana. All right, Sabeel. Big day coming up. You're chasing the nuts and bolts. Give me a preview.
The New Jersey primary on Tuesday will be the decisive factor as to whether or not Hillary Clinton makes history and clinches the Democratic nomination. So to break this all down, we are joined now by Jim McQueenie, host of New Jersey Now. By this time Tuesday, will Hillary Clinton be the nominee and Bernie Sanders bowing out?
I'm not sure about the bowing out. She will be the nominee. It's done. Trump is going to be the nominee as well. What you're probably going to see coming up to the fall is, and I'm going to call Clinton basically the Volvo candidate. Remember that movie Crazy People from the 1990s, and they said Volvos, boxy but safe? You know, that's how I think she's going to be marketed in this campaign. Boxy but safe against Trump.
I don't think she's going to use that in her ads, though. I'm just thinking that. Let me ask you this. So my take on this is that if Bernie Sanders, and I talked to Jane, his wife, the other day, and what occurred to me when I talked to her is that they said they are going through this thing all the way to the convention, no matter what, and it's all about California. Because if in California, if Bernie Sanders wins, he's won almost as many awarded delegates as she has, and then they want to make the case to the superdelegates that you're making the wrong choice with Hillary.
You know when you drive your car out of the parking lot and you hear the locks lock, boom, that's what happens after New Jersey and she gets the electoral lock, that boom. She's going to be the person. And she is not going to go to Sanders to be a vice president, which a lot of other people talk about as well. She'll probably end up picking somebody other than Bernie, because Bernie doesn't bring anything or subtract anything in the electoral votes. Electoral votes are the door locks. Boom, done.
Well, the one person who's been benefiting from this division between Bernie and Hillary is Trump, because his national polls have just been going up and up and up. So we'll see how that's going to change once the Democratic Party gets their ducks in a row.
How many people do you see in New Jersey's primary go from unaffiliated to say, I am going to affiliate with the Republicans just so I can vote for Donald Trump?
This is going to be closer, I think, than anybody really thinks.
I agree. All right, more to come. Thanks, Jim.